Imagine waking up and realizing your body isn't fighting you anymore. No pounding heartbeat the moment you climb the stairs. No dizziness before breakfast. No finger pricks or glucose monitors blinking red. No prescription bottles lining the kitchen shelf like trophies of a losing battle. For millions of people living with heart disease and type 2 diabetes, that world feels like a fantasy. These conditions become part of daily identity, silent companions that control when you eat, how long you walk, how you sleep, and what you fear. But what if everything you've been taught about managing them has hidden something bigger, something that doesn't just control the symptoms but starts to reverse the damage? For decades, we've believed heart disease is a one-way street. Once plaque builds up in arteries, once blood vessels stiffen, once blood sugar becomes unpredictable, that's it. Doctors prescribe lifelong medications, warn you about future strokes or heart attacks, and tell you to manage it. But over the last several years, leading cardiologists and metabolic researchers have shattered that idea. Dr. Dean Ornish proved through clinical trials that artery blockages could shrink using food. Dr. Caldwell Esselstyn took patients who had been told they were beyond help and watched their heart disease reverse with diet alone. And specialists treating type 2 diabetes saw medications lowered, insulin stopped, and lab results normalized, not through extreme fasting or surgery, but through meals focused on what the body was designed to use as fuel. The key isn't a trendy detox or some miracle supplement. It's a kind of nutrition most people have never tried consistently: whole, unprocessed, plant-based meals with the right nutritional structure, high in fiber, rich in antioxidants, low in saturated fat, and packed with micronutrients. Think of it as food that acts like medication without the side effects. People often assume they need complicated routines or tasteless meals to get results. But what if one bowl, one daily meal, could begin fixing years of internal damage? Now picture your arteries as flexible tubes lined with cells that need protection. Every time unhealthy fats and sugars enter your system, inflammation scratches and scars those inner walls. Your liver pumps out cholesterol to patch the damage, creating plaque. Over years, those plaques harden, narrowing the bloodstream and starving the heart, brain, and limbs of oxygen. That's how heart attacks and strokes strike, suddenly, but after years of silent buildup. At the same time, excess sugar in the blood forces your pancreas to work overtime. Insulin becomes less effective, forcing the body to store fat and disrupt hormones. Medication may lower the numbers, but it doesn't stop the root cause. Now imagine a different chain reaction. You eat a meal where every bite contains fiber that traps cholesterol, escorts it out of your body, and slows the release of sugars into your bloodstream. You consume antioxidants that calm inflamed cells and help repair the arterial lining. You take in natural nitrates that improve circulation and oxygen delivery. Instead of clogging, your blood vessels begin opening. Instead of insulin resistance, your cells become receptive again. Hunger stabilizes. Energy rises. Your body stops defending itself and starts healing. This isn't hypothetical or feel-good theory, it's shown in scans, lab results, and documented recoveries. Patients who were scheduled for bypass surgery canceled it. Individuals injecting insulin twice a day tossed their syringes in months. Those who couldn't walk up a hill were suddenly biking again. All of this sparked by one type of meal repeated consistently. And the beauty of it? It's not expensive. It's not exotic. It doesn't require a private chef. This isn't about starving yourself or living on lettuce and water. It's about building a meal with 4 powerful elements: fiber from legumes and greens, antioxidants from vegetables, micronutrients from whole foods, and healthy plant fats that support cellular healing. One meal that looks simple but works like internal renovation, scrubbing plaque, reducing inflammation, balancing blood glucose, and rebooting metabolic health. People assume change needs to be huge to be effective, an overhaul of everything they eat or an unsustainable cleanse. But science is showing that consistency with the right meal matters more than perfection with a dozen different ones. When your body stops receiving foods that inflame and block, even one powerful meal a day becomes enough to trigger change. So, when you hear, the #1 best meal to reverse heart disease and type 2 diabetes, it isn't marketing hype, it's a revolutionary shift in understanding. A reminder that the food sitting on your plate wields more influence over your arteries and pancreas than most medications can. And that healing doesn't always come from a hospital, it can start in your own kitchen, one meal at a time. Let's break down the meal that experts say can help reverse heart disease and type 2 diabetes, not manage, not slow down, but reverse. Most people think they need complicated recipes or expensive supplements, but this meal is built from everyday foods arranged with a purpose. It doesn't rely on oil, sugar, animal fat, or anything processed. Instead, it follows a structure that targets the root causes of artery blockage, insulin resistance, inflammation, and oxidative stress. Start with the base: lentils, black beans, chickpeas, or kidney beans. These aren't just protein sources, they are rich in soluble fiber, the kind that attaches to cholesterol and removes it from the body. Soluble fiber works like a sponge. It traps LDL particles and carries them out through digestion before they can harden into plaque. Beans also slow down the absorption of sugars in the bloodstream, which means no spike, no crash, no stress on the pancreas. They provide steady energy instead of chaos. People often underestimate them because they seem simple, but beans are one of the only foods proven across cultures to promote longevity and metabolic healing. Next comes the powerhouse layer: leafy greens. Spinach, kale, arugula, collard greens, Swiss chard, bok choy, whichever you prefer. These greens are rich in nitrates that the body converts into nitric oxide, a gas that expands blood vessels and improves circulation. When arteries are restricted, blood pressure skyrockets and the heart works overtime just to push blood through narrow passages. Nitric oxide relaxes the tension, allowing smoother blood flow and preventing clots. Greens also repair the endothelial lining, the delicate inner surface of your arteries, helping reverse the damage caused by years of inflammation and high cholesterol. Then, you stack on the colors, visual proof your meal is healing you from the inside out. Tomatoes, bell peppers, carrots, beets, red cabbage, zucchini, broccoli, cauliflower, each color represents a different group of antioxidants and phytonutrients. For example, lycopene in tomatoes helps reduce artery thickening. Beta-carotene in carrots supports immune and cellular repair. Broccoli contains sulforaphane, a compound known to lower oxidative stress and assist the liver in detoxifying the blood. Beets improve blood pressure and oxygen delivery. These vegetables don't just fill the bowl, they fight the silent enemies working against you every day. Many people assume fat is the enemy, but that's not the full story. The wrong fats, especially saturated fats and trans fats, are the villains behind clogged arteries and insulin resistance. But healthy plant fats, in small amounts, help with hormone balance, nutrient absorption, and cellular repair. So, this meal includes a controlled portion of foods like avocado, ground flaxseed, chia seeds, hemp seeds, or a few crushed walnuts. These contain omega-3 fatty acids, which reduce inflammation and support heart rhythm stability. They don't clog arteries, they clean them. The final touch is the dressing, but not the restaurant kind loaded with oil, salt, and sugar. Instead, you flavor your meal with lemon juice, balsamic vinegar, tahini, mustard, or homemade blends using herbs and spices. A good dressing doesn't just add taste, it boosts nutrient absorption. For example, lemon helps the body use iron from greens. Vinegar can help lower post-meal blood sugar spikes. Tahini provides calcium and magnesium for heart contraction and muscle function. This isn't a salad. It isn't diet food. It's a medicinal bowl built from strategic, delicious, affordable ingredients.